Commanders fans, happy Friday. I'm not saying it was good because I'm still upset after this 3-game losing streak. They have played poor football. They've come out to slow starts. They've just been awful, man. I actually think this is a winnable, super winnable game. I said this in one of my previous videos. I said this before the Dallas game. I picked before the Dallas game even started. I picked us to lose to Dallas. I picked us to beat the Titans and beat the Bears. But after watching the way we played against the Cowboys, it made me take a long, hard thought about that decision about picking them to win against the Titans and the Bears. But yeah, let's get to the injury report. So storylines, John Allen went on the radio, talked about keep that same energy. I didn't hear the interview yet. I probably won't listen to it anyway, but he's got to put his money where his mouth is. Players say this stuff all the time, talking about fans. They just got to step and put it out there. John Allen has done his job, though. He has. So I'm going to listen to the interview. Mike Vrabel's a good head coach. The Titans are a bad second half team. We're a bad first half team. So it kind of evens itself out. They're one of the worst second half teams in the league. And we've been down 22-0. We've been down 24-0. We've been down numerous times in the first half. We got our butts kicked in the first half. So we got to get out to a fast start. We got to get out. We just have to. We cannot come out there unprepared once again. It would be a huge letdown. Starting off 1-4, Ron Rivera era, we've been with 2-6. We've been awful. Even a playoff year, we started out terrible with a terrible record, like 1-5, 1-4. Just that's Ron Rivera's MO, and then playing better later in the year. But this is a big game. This is cold red in my opinion. They got to win this game, man. You got to win this game because after the Bears, you play the Packers and you play the Vikings. And we have a legitimate chance of being 3-3, but it's one game at a time. But let's get to the injury report here. So there has been that viral song that's been going around, left hand high, who are we the Commanders? I actually think the song's not that bad. It's not that bad. I think if we were 4-0, I think a lot of people like the song. And another thing, Russell Wilson has looked really bad. And I know we really wanted Russell Wilson. I did over the offseason. I'm not going to lie. I did want Russell Wilson. I was going to trade the farm for him. Thank goodness we did. Now, I'm not saying Carson Wentz is any better. I mean, he has been better than Russell Wilson. He hasn't been great either. Matt Ryan looked awful last night too. So, next quarterback, we just need to draft. We just need to draft guys. That's what we got to do. See what Sam Howell has. That's all season talk. But as far as I don't want to trade for any more quarterbacks. I don't want to sign any more free agent quarterbacks. I just hope the Commanders as an organization, they just draft quarterbacks from now. I don't want to trade for anybody or sign anybody anymore, to be honest. All right. So all that aside, injury report here. We're banged up. The Titans are banged up too, man. We got a couple guys on the injury list. This is the injury list. So I'm going to actually put up the tweets from today because the Titans, they haven't put up their injury report yet. But looking at their beat reporter, Teron Davenport, he said Caleb Farley didn't practice today. Bud Dupree didn't practice. He's probably not going to play. Treylon Burks has turf toe. He's most likely not going to play. Joe Jones did not practice today. Amani Hooker, one of their guys in their secondary, he did not practice today. Zach Cunningham, their linebacker, did not practice today. He's probably not going to play. Bud Dupree's most likely is not going to play. Nate Davis returned today, their lineman. Torrey Carter was in the yellow jersey. So they're really banged up. Taylor Lewan, their left tackle, was done for the year with an ACL injury. They just have injuries all around, just like us, and no excuses because last year the Titans had 91 guys play and they still made the playoffs. And Ron Rivera, a lot of the excuses he talks about safety protocols and injuries, and we didn't make the playoffs. He used that as excuses, but Mike Vrabel stepped up and coached that team to make the playoffs last year. So on our side, Jahan Dotson is going to be out, unfortunately. So that's tough for us. That's a big loss. It is. It's a big loss for the Commanders. He's a red zone threat. He leads all receivers in receiving touchdowns with 4 touchdowns. That's a big loss. Percy Butler did not practice. We'll see if he plays. Sam Cosmi's not going to play. Did not practice today or yesterday. Jahan Dotson's out. Milo Eifler, the guy that didn't have a video on the Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, he didn't participate. Curtis Samuel did participate today. They said he looked good. So he's probably going to practice with the illness. Charles Leno was limited. He's going to play. David Mayo, questionable for Sunday. And then Logan Thomas is questionable as well for Sunday. So that's tough. William Jackson's going to play. He was a full participant. But they activated Cole Turner. I'm excited. I love Cole Turner in the offseason. I wanted to see what he can do in preseason, but he just didn't get any snaps or any opportunities. So I'm very happy that Cole Turner is going to play on Sunday. I'm hoping Logan Thomas can play. Brian Robinson, update on him. John Keim said Brian Robinson had a good week. We're pretty fired. This is what Ron Rivera said. Brian Robinson, quote, had a good week. We're pretty fired up. We'll go through tomorrow morning and see how he is and then decide, end quote. So That's the news on Brian Robinson. Tyler Larson could play. Our offensive line is in shambles already with Cosme being out, and he wasn't great when he was playing anyway. Trey Turner bench, Chase Rouillet out for the year. So Tyler Larson's going to, he's going to be we need him too. We just need backup depth at that center spot. Wes Schweitzer on IR. So just moving chairs with the offensive line for sure. De'Ami Brown, he's going to have to step up, man. Cam Sims, other receivers are going to have to step up without Jahan Dotson. They're just going to have to step up. But let's get the keys to victory, man. Let's start on the offensive side of the ball. And this reminds me of Prize Picks. So today's episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's real easy, guys. You just pick 2 to 5 players. You pick their over-unders, or you can do fantasy too. You use my link down below in the description. First-time users, you download the app. Use the app. You use my promo code RealEdOliver. You get a 100% deposit match, $50. They'll match you $50. $100, they'll match you with $100. So the picks that I have are Carson Wentz. His over-under is 234 and a half passing yards against Tennessee. Now, Tennessee, their pass defense has been underwhelming this year. They just have. Their secondaries have been cut up and diced up this year. They got cooked a lot. They've given up a lot of yards to tight ends, too. Mo Alley Cox had 2 touchdowns last week with the Colts against the Titans. And he broke a lot of tackles. So their secondary is definitely susceptible and definitely can be beaten for sure. But I'm going to go with the under on passing yards for Carson Wentz. Just Scott Turner. I don't trust him. Carson Wentz, unfortunately, it's just been up and down with him. So I just don't know. And this offensive line is not helping him out either. So I'm going to take the under with Carson Wentz passing yards, 234 and a half. Terry McLaurin, 55 receiving yards. I want to take the over, but I would take the under. Logan Thomas, 28 receiving yards. I would take the under because I just don't even know he's going to play. And honestly, I don't know if he's really fully healthy coming back from the ACL injury. He just hasn't looked fully healthy. They did not put Antonio Gibson on the projections. I guess because of Brian Robinson's status. They did put J.D. McKissic's fantasy 8.0 on there. But if Gibson was on there, they did like 50 yards. I would take the over on Antonio Gibson. I think we can run the ball on this team as well. The Raiders had success running the football on them. Saquon Barkley had success running the football on the Titans. Now, they did do a good job against Jonathan Taylor last week. But I really think I like the way we've ran the ball the last couple. When we finally decided to run the ball, we've been effective. It was effective against the Cowboys. And I thought it was effective against the Eagles for the couple of snaps that Antonio Gibson got. And if Brian Robinson gets the plays too, that will eat Antonio Gibson's yards. But I think we should have a successful day running the football. So let's get to keys to victory here. We're just going to keep this. This is cut and dry, man. The Titans are not they're not going to throw the ball over the field. They're just they just want to smash you in the mouth, smash mouth football Derrick Henry. That's what they want to do. Ryan Tannehill is not a guy that makes mistakes a lot. He's a game manager, but he's a darn good game manager. And I respect the heck out of Ryan Tannehill. And he's a mobile quarterback. Ever since he took over that team from Marcus Mariota, they've been in the playoffs every year, and they've won games. That's one thing I'll say about Tannehill. He's a winner. He's not the best quarterback in the world, but he's mobile. He makes good decisions, and he's a winner. That's all they really need for that team. My first key, I'm gonna start with Ron Rivera, man. Let's keep it real here. Decision making has been underwhelming from him. 2-point conversions. He's got to be on point with that. If it's in that situation, clock management has been poor. So my key is really on the coaching. Ron Rivera, clock management, 4th down decision-making, whether you need to kick a field goal or not, or go for it. If you're on your own 48, whether you should go for it. Just understand the momentum of the game and feel of the game. And before the end of the first half, understanding, are you going to go for a field goal? Or are you going to run the ball, run the clock out, and then throw an interception as a punt? With Carson Wentz last week against Dallas, like just little things like that, not throwing the challenge flag against the Eagles, decision-making, coaching decisions. I think Scott Turner should go back up to the booth to get a better feel of the game as well. Run the football, establish the run. I already talked about that. Running back by committee. John Williams needs carries. J.D. McKissic needs carries. He needs touches. Gibson needs touches. Brian Robinson, get these guys involved in any way you can. Curtis Samuel, run the football with him. Establish the run. I thought they did a good job with outside runs against Dallas. Let's try that again. Cole Turner being active. We can have him out there with John Bates. Cole Turner's not the best blocker, but John Bates or Marty Rogers, 3 tight end sets. Let's try let's try those again like we did last week against Dallas. Some outside zone runs. They really work with Jonathan Williams too. Why not go back to it again? Let's feed Terry McLaurin. Get him the football, man. I don't see anybody on the other side that can check him. I know Christian Fulton's a good corner. Caleb Farley has struggled. Roger McCreary, he's a rookie. Got to go at these guys. Got to go at them. Get Curtis involved. And I want to see De'Ami step up. This is probably his last chance, to be honest with you, if I'm keeping it real. Cam Sims, get him involved too. He's a big body, he's a big target. Get this guy involved. Get him the football. What happened to Carson Wentz using big targets? What happened to him using tight ends? Get the ball to your tight ends too. I barely see Logan Thomas getting targeted. I know the offensive line, they haven't given him a lot of time, but use your tight ends. Get the ball to Terry. some quick routes, an up-tempo offense. I want to see an up-tempo offense, a quick offense, quick game. Cooper Rush last week, they went up-tempo and they were cooking us. They were killing us. I don't see us having any type of urgency at all. At all. Can't have the slow starts at all. We always start slow. The Titans, they're one of the best first half teams in the league. Of course, offensive line, they just got to hold up, man. They got to give Carson some time. Carson got to get the ball out quick, and he might have to use some mobility. He doesn't really have any mobility, but he's going to have to evade the rush and get the ball out for sure. Once again, cut down on penalties. Sam Cosmi had a fault. He's not going to be playing, but it's a home game, so it shouldn't be loud. No disrespect to the Titans, but they're not that team that's going to take over the stadium like Philly did, or, like Dallas and Giants, all the NFC's other teams. They usually take over the stadium. I just don't see the Tennessee Titans fan base doing that, which I could be wrong, but who knows? And it's the first time we're in the burgundy and gold jerseys this game too. So, once again, and that's really it for the offensive side of the ball. Get the ball to the tight ends. They struggle against guarding tight ends. So Cole Turner, I want to see him get the ball, use him in the red zone as well. Defense, we got to force a turnover, man. We just don't force turnovers. We just don't. We're worse in the league in turnover differential. We have to force a turnover. We did almost last week against Dallas, but penalties brought those back. Stop the run. Derrick Henry, easier said than done. He's a tough runner. He's a hard runner. It's going to be gang tackling. You got to wrap up. Cam Curl, he's going to have to be up in the box tackling. Derek Forrest as well. It's going to be just tackling by committee. Jamin Davis, big game for him. Cole Holcomb, big test for him as well. This whole line. And we did a good job against the run. I thought we did a good job against Ezekiel Elliott last week. Tony Pollard. I was impressed. Against the Eagles, too. I was impressed the way they stopped the run. John Allen, Deron Payne. They played their butts off the last couple weeks. I just need Montez Sweat to wake up rushing the passer. And, Dennis Daly, he's an okay backup. They got a rookie on the other side. His name is like Petit, something like that. Petit Ferrer. You got to test these guys. See what they got for sure. Like I said, forcing turnovers. We got to force turnover. Kendall Fuller. Robert Woods is a good receiver, but other than that, they just don't have much. They got a couple guys, but of course they don't have big names. It doesn't matter. Noah Brown cooked Kendall Fuller last week. Josh Reynolds or Craig Reynolds for the Lions cooked Kendall Fuller. So you don't have to have a big name to cook Kendall Fuller. It really doesn't matter. Nick Westbrook, Ikine, I could see him blown by Kendall Fuller. I could see Robert Woods blown by Kendall Fuller. I can see Cody Hollister, Kyle Phillips, all these guys running by Kendall Fuller. You need to wake up, man. Same thing with William Jackson. The holding penalties, pass interferences. They just got to play better, man. The secondary is going to be a huge key for this game. And communication on the back end as well. Bobby McCain, I want to see more from him as well. They got to contain Tannehill as a runner, man. He's mobile. He's going to run around. So don't sleep on him and stay plastered to your receivers on third down. He can hurt you a little bit, man. But like I said, big game for Montez Sweat. He's got to step up. And that's really it on the defensive side of the ball. So getting to my prediction here, man, and some other numbers, man. The Titans, they've gave up 410 yards a game passing. And the Raiders cut them up on the ground. They gave up 68% completion percentage. So their secondary, they've been struggling, man. They got a couple injuries too, but their secondary can definitely be had. They've allowed the most passing touchdowns this season as well. So they've been outscored 64-7 in the second half. And I can say this basically, you can flip it and look at our first half. So they got to come out with a fast start and some urgency, man. This is a cold red must-win game. I'm telling you, because they can still beat the Bears, but like I said, you're staring 2-4 in the face after that. And then you got the Packers, you got the Vikings, which they're going to be tough games. Where you go into that 3-3, you got some momentum, the morale is up, the confidence is up, and you have more confidence going against the Packers. So, but this week, I got a good feeling that we have a good chance to win this game. But honestly, just thinking about the coaching staff, thinking about this offensive line, Sadiq Charles is going to have to step up. Cornelius Lucas is going to have to step up. Lano did a good job last week, but guys are just going to have to step up on that offensive line. I just don't believe in Scott Turner right now. This coaching staff has just been very underwhelming after the first, 4 games. Very disappointing. Dax Mills going to have to step up too. But I have us losing a close one, 20-17. I think we're going to run the ball well. But I just think there's going to be some key stops that we need to get that we just don't. And then offensively, we're going to have some good moments, some better moments than we had last week moving the football. There's just going to be some mental mistakes and some penalties, and Ron Rivera, some mental mistakes there too. Joey Sly's going to make his kicks obvious as well, but I just don't trust this coaching staff. I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be like 20-10 at one point. We score a touchdown, 20-17. We need to get a key stop, and they run the ball with Derrick Henry and get a first down, and the clock runs out. It's going to be something like that. So I hope I'm wrong. I really am. All right, guys. You guys let me know what you guys think. Your final score prediction, you guys can put it down below. I have 20-17 Titans winning. but I do have us beat. We gotta beat the Bears next week. We just have to. All right, guys. You guys have a great weekend. Hail to Commanders. Peace. Left hand high. Who are we? Peace.